Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk with me, Vineet. This is a show where we get certain individuals who have a certain passion in life, who have a little hobby, who go out of the way to make their lives more interesting using the usual stuff that maybe you and I might, totally ignore. So last week we had Ashish Chaudhary with us, who's a diecast collector, and his passion has turned him into a designer of real cars. And this week we're heading down to Bangalore, where we've got some of our collector friends who collect diecast cars down south. So what we're going to do is get them all one by one, and I'm going to make you hear their special stories from them. First guy we got in line is Arvind. I'm just going to add him on. And there we are. Hi, Arvind.
Hey, hi Vineet, how are you?
Welcome
Nice to see
to
you.
Let's Talk. Yeah, nice to see you as well. Welcome to Let's Talk on Loofre. Sorry for the little technical snag that we had and all, but yeah, we're live now, and let's make the best of it.
Sure.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself. You into diecast collecting for a long time. What do you do for a living? Tell me a little bit.
Okay, so I'm a Bangalore-based photographer. I
Right.
am actually an engineer by profession, but a mechanical engineer. So I should be doing a lot of cars, but I was not very interested in cars other than the fact that, I like driving cars and stuff, nothing more than that. But I was not like
Right.
a crazy car buff. But I was very
Right.
interested in photography. So I made that shift from, a software field into photography, which everybody keeps talking about. But I was doing weddings initially, then did a lot of interior shoots, and then I was into fashion for a while. I still do a little bit of fashion. Then I do corporate videos. I'm into a lot of fashion
Very
videos.
interesting. Wow.
So around last year, when I was shopping at Reliance, I just
Mhm.
started seeing these, Hot Wheels pop up there, and they were at
Right.
discounts, and I'm always running for discounts. So I
Acha,
found,
bargain hunter.
yeah. So bargain hunter, definitely. So they were selling it at 79 rupees, and I saw some of these pickup vans. So that's how it all started. And
Right.
as a kid, I think I had just one Hot Wheels because my parents thought that it was not necessary to buy Hot Wheels. It was
Okay.
expensive back then, and I didn't really get anybody giving me gifts as Hot Wheels. So I had all these, kacha cars, not even the good Indian ones, which like the dinky toys and or nothing like that. We had like these
Right.
basic plastic ones which broke,
Right.
and they were all made in India. But this is when I slowly started getting an interest in these cars because they had great detail. Even a Hot Wheels mainline had
As
great
in,
detail.
can you show us one that you've got with you and all? And do you have one with you?
Yeah, yeah. For now, I've kept all the. I've got some main lines here which I'm collecting again, but nothing like opening these cars. So if you
Right.
ask me, this is one of my absolute favorites. So these are not really out here. They're not scalping, nothing. But I just love this body design. So
Okay.
that's the reason why I keep this. The other one is the Datsun 510 wagon. Again, like if you'd asked me the brand names of each of these cars even 1 year back, I wouldn't have known anything. I've learned so much on the group. And about the movies, I have to thank no one but you, Vineet, because you got me into Gone in 60 Seconds. And it had that, raw appeal. So it was just, again, 2 months back that I saw Gone in 60 Seconds after having like a 2.5 hour conversation with you. So that's
Right.
how this whole thing has been building up. So where I see myself is not just as a collector, but I've seen a lot of people collecting these cars, and I've seen a lot of photographers, and I've seen collectors shooting cars. But
Right.
I'm into a very, I would say, a niche space where
Right.
I'm able to make little cars look very real when I shoot them. And nobody really is doing it now except for a handful few. Or at least that's what I'm aware of. I've seen works of Paul Smith. I've seen works of Hernandez photography. We've got one a really talented guy called Barish Panchal on our group. Then
Right.
there are many others on the group too. So what they're all doing is pictures. I've also gone one step ahead. I'm trying to do some videos and trying to add in sound into it.
This very
Yeah.
interesting, very amazing. So I'm going to show us some of that stuff. I'm going to remove myself from the screen. You have the option to share. So if you have some of those videos with you, I told you to pull them
Yeah,
up
I have
or
it
something
on
like
my
that.
screen here, so I'll have to just play it for you. So I let me start. How do I reverse this camera? Is there a way to reverse the cam?
Yeah, you can flip the camera with it.
Okay, I'm going to the
Oops, we've
front facing.
lost him.
Perfect.
No, no,
He's
you're
back.
back to this again. Yeah,
Yeah, I think I got it.
there we go. Okay,
Are you able to
I'm
see it?
gonna leave the screen. Yeah, I'm able to see. So play it, make it full screen, and talk to us about it. The show is, I mean, the stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you. So this is 1 is to 18. Again, I collect all formats. I collect mainly 1 is to 64. I've got a couple of 1 is to 43s, but the majority of them are all 1 is to 64. But shooting 1 is to 64 is a little more complicated. But when I shoot green lights, it's a lot more fun because they're more detailed. So here you're looking at so what you're looking at here is nothing but I just have to yeah. So that's a picture. That's my Instagram profile. It's Garage Works with X at the end. So this is a shot that I did in a setup which looked like a garage. So I'll tell you the process of how I achieve these shots. So if you notice it, at least for an untrained eye, you wouldn't really figure out that that is a die-cast model. That's a 1 is to 18, 1 is to 24 Welly's die-cast. I have it right here.
Dude, can you tilt your camera down a bit? You know, if this the shot was getting cut and all. This is too amazing. I want to see that full screen, man. Ah, Baba.
Yeah, I think we do not have full screen with Insta, but yeah, I'll try
Just
and
tilt your
increase
camera
the
down a
size of the
bit. Na?
screen.
It was getting cut. The base of the car and the whole scene. It's so beautiful. It's like realistic, man.
Yeah, it's very realistic because you can see all those things in the background. You can see the car, you can see the wheels of the car, and everything about it. And this is the actual car that was shot in that, little garage that you see right there. So that's one of them. So I was doing these pictures, and a 1 is to 24 definitely gives you a lot more freedom in terms of, detailing, because detailing is everything, and a trained eye can catch detailing and tell you that it's not a real car. But here, I think I was myself quite convinced that this looked like an actual car and not a 1 is to 24. So this is one of
This is
them. Are
yeah.
you
Show us
able to hear
more,
me?
man.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. I'm
So
able to hear you. Show us more. I'm
yeah,
giving you
so
this.
just going
So
through the
yeah.
others. This is another car. This car was actually used in the movie Ace Ventura.
Dude, it's getting cut a
So
bit and
this
all.
car
Maybe
is
I
from
think yeah. You need to tilt
yeah.
the
So
camera down a bit.
Jim
Yeah, so
Carrey
we can see more
goes in
base
this
of the
car
thing.
and there's a crack on the windshield and so on. So this was again created in miniature, so it looks very real. Plus, I've added a taxi in the right corner. That's from the movie The Taxi Guy, or The Taxi. And let me show you some more stuff. So this is another shot at the same location. Here you
Baba, you
see
need to
Ghostbuster.
uh, Arvind, you need to
Yeah,
tilt your camera down. The base of the car is getting cut. When you're looking at it, nah, tilt the camera down a bit so we can see more of the
is
car.
it better? Is it better now?
Yeah, a little more down, please. So when I go full screen and all, yeah, more down a bit.
This,
Great, great. That's
but I'm seeing it fully, Vineet. Are you able to see it fully now?
yeah, yeah, that's great.
Hello,
That's great, man. Go on. Hello.
hello. Are you able to
Arvind.
hear me?
Yes, Arvind, we can hear you.
Yeah. Are you able to see the picture?
Yes, yes. Now it's fine. Go on.
Okay. So that was one of them. This, I think, a lot of people have done this. So this is more like a video trick where you have a car actually driving through. Again, this is a trick that a lot of people have used, and it's a video that's available online. But you place your car on top of it. Basically, the car is still, and when you go really close, it looks like the car is moving. But it's actually relative motion where it's not the car, but the video that's moving. So I'm sure a lot of you have seen this because this is quite easily available on the internet. Then this was a shot that I created again. So the background, you see a nice bridge, an old bridge, and we've got two cars having a meet there. This was again done with a 1 is to 18. So this entire setup was created and I shot it. Let me see if I can show you how these setups are made. So this is one of my nicest shots. I have a friend and a photographer called Mahesh Bhatt. He gave me a picture of Bangalore in 1996, which is almost 24 years ago. So this is right from that picture. I've actually, this is not Photoshop. It's not really Photoshop where I just superimpose the car into the picture. And to tell you honestly, I've been a photographer for 14 years, but the kind of technical expertise required to make this look real is really mind blowing. It gets me to, run my brain cells a lot. So that's what keeps me going. That's what makes me want to do this. So it's very, very, very interesting. But there are not too many takers for it. So I'm trying to tag people to see who is interested in who are the other people across the world who actually try this out so we can all learn together. You there, Vineet? You're able to see this?
I can see it. I can
I
see
can't
it.
hear
Go on.
any of you.
Yeah, I know. I'm here. I just remove myself so I give you full screen real estate. But yeah, we can see it. Show me that
Okay.
little video that you had made. I remember you're into video also. You've done some video. Oh my God. Show
Yeah,
me
so
that.
that is a car crash. So this happened when the COVID situation just happened, and I just made up a story stating that with the COVID ban in place, the cars are like overspeeding nowadays with empty roads. So here you see a Mustang, which has come in crashed into another one. So this is near Vidhan Sauda. So of course, this has got a little bit of Photoshop, which is the car lights and the fire which is coming out from the bonnet. So that's this. So let me go to the video. There were a lot of online competitions that were happening. Uh, this is near Koshi's. A lot of pickup trucks near Koshi's, and this is a picture of Koshi's probably in the 2003 2004 circa. So this is another picture with some Beetles parked in front of Koshi's. All those cars, believe me, are miniatures which I've shot, and they're not the real cars which are placed there. A lot of people actually asked me if they could frame this in their house, and they also asked me if where did I find this picture with such cool cars in front of Koshi's. But
No,
it was a
this
lot of
this is
fun getting
amazing.
them.
This is actually amazing. I don't think any of us who are looking over here
Thanks,
will be
Vinny.
able
Thanks a
to
lot.
say that this is not real. This is mind blowing, man.
Correct,
Show
correct.
me the video, man. I know you can do magic with stills and all, but let me see.
Yeah, I'll just take you to the video right away. We're just heading there. So this is something that I did for a competition once there was this COVID thing. So I'm going to play it with the music. So it's called Great Escape. It's just about a guy who's running through an empty street, which is probably stricken with COVID. So there's nobody in the town, but you will hear a lot of footsteps and everything. You should actually listen to it with earphones. But anyway, for now, I'm going to play it. Okay, did all of you have a look at it?
That was most amazing. I mean, I can't believe that you. How did you shoot this? Give me like in a nutshell. How difficult was it to shoot this? Because we see, a lot of techniques that are employed. I mean, you are a professional photographer and all, and I think you're a very good cinematographer as well. When we see what you've done over here, there's shift
Thank you.
focus, there's lighting control. How long did it take you to make something like this?
This was done probably in a night because the entries were closing for one of these competitions which I took part in. So I made this that night, one night, but I had to keep my son away from me because he keeps coming in the way of things. So I can show you how this whole thing happened. So I've got a small mini studio, if I may
Okay.
call it that. So I'm just going to take you into the studio. So this is where it was shot. So excuse the
No,
mess. It's been a total mess, but that's how my mind is. So this is where I shoot the whole thing. So I've got different composites here, if you may call that. So we've got this background. We've got a lot of these clips here which keep things in place. Here you can see a Jeep. Now, if I really go close to it, you will see the perspective of you actually being there. Since I've mounted this on a tripod, it might look like, it's a smaller car, but as you go lower and closer, it starts looking like a real car. So that's one
that's
of the techniques.
amazing.
The whole thing was shot without any expensive equipment. It was shot on my Samsung Galaxy S9. So here's a quick run through of what all I use to get these things. So I've got a lot of composites and printouts that I've created. So this is a cloud sheet which I use, and this is like a concrete base, so I can use both sides as in when I want them. And then the sky that you saw in that particular video is this evening sky, which I've again printed and kept. So I use composites, I use layering, and then of course a little bit of editing. Apart from that, I use this light which you see here, and I've got various other stuff. So I've got like this little lamp, which is more like an LED lamp. Nothing out of the world, but a basic LED lamp which I use to light things, because lighting is what makes everything look, real or surreal, or it could even make things look fake if you're not lighting it well. So this can give you a very evening feel to it. Of course, I'll have to reduce the light, and I used a couple of lights on the left and right. I also, if you've seen the sirens moving in that particular video, the entire siren that you saw was actually just a torchlight moving. And how I got the torchlight to move is I just placed it on the floor, on this floor, and I rotated it. So if this were the torchlight, I just rotate the torch like this. So it would look like the sirens like just moving around, and you have the siren light going off. And of course, a lot of sound. The sound technique is what makes it sound real. And at the end of it, I've actually zoomed out of the frame where you see the entire frame. So apart from that, I've designed a lot of these templates where I've got textures. So I've got a background like this, I've got a background like this, which just forms the base. Then I've got an entire set of, garage patterns which I've made. Some of these are designed by me, and some of them have been, taken from international references, and I place them like this. So you have different layers and styles. So I can have this garage today, and it's all about the angle. You need to be at the right angle. I'll have to take this off my, yeah. So now if you're at the right angle here, I can keep this car here and have anything move really close to it. So you kind of get the idea of how that was shot. Plus, I have a few motion control systems here which I use in certain cases. So I've got this rail which is sometimes used for smoother movement. So I can probably keep my camera on top of this, loosen this, and mount my camera with this particular phone mount. Phone sits into this, and then I can take a sweep in shot in and out of the frame. So this is the motion control. I've got another larger one which is also mechanized. So it's a mixture of all these things, but a lot of the handshake that you saw when the guy is running is more like it's done like this. But the point is, you need to be really low. There are a lot of basics I learned from a non-photographer who's Paul Smith, who is actually no more, but he was a fantastic miniature artist and a photographer. Although he himself said he's not good at photography, there are some basics which he knew about, which are like the gospel truths of miniature photography. And those basics are absolutely required. Like we would always think a higher resolution camera is better, but he said exactly the opposite of that. He said a lower resolution camera is better because it will not give away too much detail, which will get people to understand that it's a miniature. So that's one of the videos. Let me show you another one. This is another shot at a petrol. Again, it's at a gas station. You can see this. This is a car garage. Again, this is done with the layering technique which I was talking about. Then you've got this little car parked here. It looks like it's in Shivaji Nagar in Bangalore, which is a very urban place where you have a lot of shopping markets and all that. So all these are done with templates. And this is another garage chase sequence which I did again with sound. This is the first one. Yeah, that was it. So I'll show you one more
Yeah.
picture before we go ahead. This is a good video. I think all of you should see. Before I show it, I'll connect back to Vineet so I know you guys are there.
We're here. We're here. Go on. Show us.
Okay, I'll show you this. This is pretty interesting. This is done using another technique. The other ones you saw were actual movement. Here we've done it using stop motion. So this is like
rumor has it that you're actually driving over that cup this year. That's right. The number 25 Big Johnson car. Approaching the finish line. We saw. Yeah, that was a little lackluster at the end. You know, you got to give a break for the rookie drivers. It's their first time. That is a big hill at the end.
Come on, man. You got to go big or go home.
It's still a solid run. He gets 4 points. It just might be his strategy to feel the track and see how things are before he really hits it.
yeah, that's it.
Rumor has it that you're actually driving over that.
Dude, I
Yeah,
mean, you've taken this to another level. You've done what you do professionally, and you've connected it to your hobby,
Yeah.
and you've got these stunning results. I mean, I'm sure that if you make posters or T-shirt prints, and this is amazing. I'm sure that all of us watching you here are just trying to figure out how the hell do you do this? How do you make it so beautiful? How do you make it so right? And how do you make it so precise? I mean, the daylighting system, it's it's beyond words. All of us here watching and all, there's Rohit Mahajan who's blown away with it. Shinoy Samuel is saying, yes, this is dope. Nice setup.
Thank
I
you,
mean,
guys. I'm not able to see the comment, but thank you so much for this.
yeah,
But yeah,
look
you
at the
have to.
comments. Yeah, you can see the comments over here. Here's one by Shinoy. If you can see, that's saying dope, nice setup and all. Here's one
Oh,
by
yeah, I can
Munir.
see that. Okay. This is great to see. I hope I get to see a replay. That'll be great. But yeah,
Yeah, you
now I
can
can
go
see
and see yeah, the comments and all are coming, and
Hmm.
everybody is like blown away with it, and the kind of stuff that you're doing. Sandeep is also like blown away with that Koshi shot that you did. Abu
Yeah,
Bakr says hi. So yeah, I mean, lots and lots of people reacting to the stuff that you've shown. I'm sure that we could go on and do, even a longer thing with you and all, but we've got other guys on the line, and
I know.
thank you so much for
Well,
sharing your expertise with us and all. I'm going to come to you for tuitions and figure out, how you do this and all. And it's great that, what you've done, taken that whole movie sequence and try and incorporate that
thank
into
you,
your.
Vinny. Thank you very much for all the inspiration. I remember the 2.5 hour call. It's a call of a lifetime. You really
I
told me about burning 60 seconds in every other movie because I'm really bad at cars, like I tell you. So that's what I'd like to say. I mean, now I know brands, I know which car I'm collecting and everything. Thanks to the entire group, Madhouse, the current groups that I am on, our Hot Wheels Collectors of India group, every other group that we're on, basically.
No, but this is
So I've
really
learned a lot.
inspirational stuff. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is really inspirational stuff and all. I see talent and I say, look, man, if you can do something, all I can do is try and inspire you. And thank you for coming out with such amazing stuff. All of us are going to be asking you, especially Manish and Shinoy and the rest of the guys and all. They're going to be pinging you and asking you how you did it. So thank you for
definitely.
being with us. I'm going to get Blessin on the line. Let me see if he's still there. And he's not here. I don't know where. Oh, there he is. Okay, we see him. Lesson, say hi to Arvind. Arvind is leaving us. You're joining us.
Yeah, I'll join you on the.
Yeah, Arvind. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so Blessing's another collector from Bangalore. He's also into a lot of crazy diecast cars and things like that. He's got them on the wall behind him. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Blessing.
Yeah, so hey Vineet, so I work for IBM as a data analyst. I've been an data analyst for about 9 years. And coming to Hot Wheels, it's like I started collecting it about 2 years ago. So before that, I just used to see Hot Wheels in the pegs, but then I never used to buy it. But then one of my friends, Sridhar, he showed me like what what are the collections like what we need to do for collecting the actual cars rather than the fantasy cars. So so that's when I started getting into Hot Wheels.
So when is it that you actually started collecting Hot Wheels? When did you realize that these things could be collectible or a hobby that's something that you would want to get into?
Yeah, so when I was a kid, I used to see many Hot Wheels like at that time. So, but I never knew that the values at that time. I used to collect those big cars a bit like you never say. I mean, it was like normal metal or diecast cars. But I don't know where it is right now. I don't know where my mom has put it. So, so I think at this age, like I'm about 30s, so this is the time I realized like maybe let's start into something collecting diecast cars.
That's great. So what kind of cars do you collect? Do you have a specific lineup of cars? What do you do with your cars? Do you like to keep them carded, like the ones that are behind you, or do you like to take pictures, like our Vinci over there was just blown us away with his stuff? What do you do?
Yeah, so let me just share my desk.
I'm going to give you the screen, so if you can't hear me, the screen is yours. So
Okay.
show us your. Oh,
Are you? So this is my workstation plus a game station. So I just displayed my cars for you guys. So the first thing which I started was the Jada Batmobiles. So I used to collect all these Batmobiles. Uh, this started like about 3 years ago. Then then I started with the MacD minions. So you can see few of the minions. I'm sorry it's not about the diecast, but yeah, some of the Funko Pops also. You have the Hulkbuster, the Deadpool, the Batman, and the Iron Suit. Then, so coming to my actual collections, I mainly collect the Batmobiles. So these are given by Devang, so he helped me with few of the collections over here. Then these are my first Matchbox collection. So I got them free actually. And my first favorite fantasy car was this Dragster. So 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 it's kind of remind me of a tractor like thing. Then these yeah. So this is my kit collection. You can see the gas over there. And yeah, so I love NASCARs a lot. So this is so I used to work for Lowe's. So if you see this is not a hot, but this I found it from a gift shop in Lowe's. So this is the one with Jimmy Johnson used to ride, number 48. So we won like about nine seasons, I guess, in NASCAR. Then so this over here is my actual cars on my workstation. So while I'm working or playing, I can use them. Uh, then these are my cool combis, all my collection of cool combis which I love. So I started car culture like the time when the Gulf was released. So I don't have the Gulf uncarded, but this is one of my favorite from the Silhouette series, the Porsche RWV. Then then as usual from the FNF series, this is what Brian drove in the first movie. So this is what I love. Then coming back, yeah. So Honda Civics are my favorite. I watched them on an ad and then I fell in love with them. Here are a few of my Evos, the Ford. This is Dom's car. Then a Skyline over here. So yeah, and I'm a big fan of Lambos. So So these are my uncarded, all my loose Lambos over here. I collected all the pace cars, then some of the sixth element over here, the Venenos, Galados, and all. So these are my loose Lambos, which I play with them whenever I work. Then, then yeah, the Bugatti and the Senna, and then the Ford GT over here. And and this is like my bottle opener. Yeah.
That's the
So
Carbonator,
yeah,
one of the cars that I collect also.
yeah. So apart from that, like since I have a craze of Lambos, so I managed to collect these two retros with the help of few friends. So I'm thankful for them. So only one of the retros missing. If somebody can help me with that. Yeah. So that's about it for my collections. Yeah. Beneath you there?
Yeah, that was awesome. I gave you the stage so that everybody could see the stuff full screen and all. You got into the hobby of collecting and all, and what about your folks or anyone around? Does anybody look down upon this hobby, or everybody's cool with it?
No, no. My wife is she's cool with it.
So that's great. Now here is Shankar Shaji who's joined us, and people have been commenting, seeing your collection and everything. So Shankar Shaji is asking you, show your most precious car.
Oh man, that's a very difficult question. Uh, so I think yeah. Just let me just.
We can't see it. You need to. Oh, okay.
So if you see the wall, yeah, yeah. So this is my wall over here where I collected all the Lambo cars from the series. So yeah, the Countach, the Sister Element, Murcielago. So one of my favorite from this series is the red Countach. It has the metal base. So so I always wanted to buy another one for it to get uncarded. Yeah.
This is amazing. This set I remember when it came out and all. It was quite easily available, but then I don't think the collecting scene was that much. But now, ever since we've got a lot of collectors on and all, this set is again very much in demand, and everybody wants to have this set and all. It's a great set. So you basically like Lambos. You collect the. Do you also do scale model photography, or you just like to collect them, display them, crash them? Do you crash them also?
Yeah, I do. I do photography as well. A few of the pictures are there on Facebook. Maybe I'll just retrieve it later and re-upload them in the HWCA group again. And yeah, obviously I play with them like just a moment. So if you see, these are the ones which I play often. So there are some accidents over here. Uh, so whenever I'm working or get stressed, I just roll them over and then play with them. Yeah, and then you can see an Xbox over there.
Sammy Singh is laughing and all because
Yeah,
he's looking at this and all, and he's looking at your cool cars, and he's seeing that you know everyone is having a great time with your cars and all, and it's great to see. Sandeep Venkatraju says this is a madhouse. Well, yeah, obviously Sandeep, it's a madhouse because this is how we play. This is how we like to use our toys. We don't like to keep them carded. And it's great to see Blessin is using the toys as stress busters also in this period of lockdown. So I'm sure that would have been great in this lockdown that you have a hobby, you're taking your cars, playing with them, picturizing them, doing all sorts of
yeah,
crazy things while everybody's just sitting and binge watching or trying to do some cooking videos and all. So this must have been a great stress buster. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Well, fabulous. Thank you for joining us, Blessing. We're going to get
yeah,
Gaurav online now.
yeah.
Let's
Thank you,
try and
Vinny.
see what is there. And thank you for sharing your amazing collection with us.
Yeah,
We look forward to seeing
thank
some
you,
of your
guys.
photographs and all.
Yeah,
And Thank you for spending your precious time. Let's get
Yeah,
Gaurav.
thank you. Thank you.
Hello, Gaurav. And there he
Hello.
is, fixing his hair. Hey, hair all fixed up? सब ठीक है? Hero लग रहा है.
सब ठीक
Don't
है.
worry. बस बढ़िया. You're looking awesome, man. Thanks for taking the time out and coming to the show. And I'm sorry to keep you waiting and all, but dude, what is that behind you? But anyway, before that, अपने बारे में बता.
Okay, from my childhood, everybody's dream is, to have a toy house, and so my voice is clear, right?
Yes, everything is good, man. Brilliant now.
Super, super. So from my childhood, I always dreamt of, like, I should buy some toys and I should be amongst toys like that. Okay, so but unfortunately, my dad, and because of my mom and dad's restrictions. See, I I am Bengali, and you must be knowing, how Bengalis are. उन लोगों को अपने बच्चे को थोड़ा संभाल के रखना पड़ता है, So that's how
You're
it is.
making a
So
very generic statement on a international platform, my friend. You don't know what you just said and all. You're going to be getting a lot of calls. Anyway, go on.
No issues, no issues. I'm willing to accept those calls. But yeah, but I'm grateful to my mom, to my dad, and to my mom. I from my childhood I was able to have some GI Joes and some Hot Wheels. And my dad was actually very much interested. When I still remember, I don't know, quite many of you might be knowing that. There used to be Indian Nintendo boxes, which came from Media. So
Uh-huh.
Media Little Master was there. So it was a dream to have that machine with me.
We're
And
losing a camera. Yeah, yeah. That's
yeah,
better.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So I think in class 6 I got one, and because of my academics and all. So those days it was like everything was related with acads and everything. But now, since I'm earning from and I want to fulfill some of my dreams, so it was like, okay, let's start collecting. So from 2015 I started collecting, and thanks to you I got my first real rider.
Oh, well, come on. You don't have to thank me. This show is about you guys, man. We
Wait,
want to
wait, wait,
see
wait, wait.
the great stuff that you
So,
have.
so okay.
No, the other side, the other
So
side. Yeah, that one.
yeah. So this is the car which you gave me, and I was
Way back.
so yeah. And I think those were the initial days of my collection, and I was so happy to see this car because this car is having a old connection to my childhood car, which is yeah,
Which one?
okay. So this is my kid.
Hello. Say hi.
Hello.
What's
Say
his
hi.
name?
Hi.
What's your name?
What's your name,
Tell,
sweetie?
tell everybody.
My name is Avar.
Arab.
All right, Arab. So, do you think that your dad should move out of the house so that you can take over all his collection?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. See, I told you I was going to ask you some tough questions. The first question, he hit it out of the park. Thanks, Royal. That was great. So,
Yeah,
that's great. So yeah, I remember then that when we got that particular Lotus and all, it wasn't available in India. This was all imported. That was
yeah,
way before the Indian Hot Wheels scene had opened up, and before we got the car culture and all the premium line of cars over here. So yeah, that's a
absolutely.
great memory, and I'm sure that started it all. But I'm glad. But look where you've come, man. I mean, like I think I started a fire, and it's grown into an inferno. Tell us about your
Man,
crazy castings and what your
absolutely.
journey in the diecast world has been.
Yeah, absolutely. It has been going good, and yeah, obviously, all these fascinations are actually, making us hope high from all the upcoming brands. Like, you must have seen Mini GTs are there, and then Ignitions there. So, I just wanted to show a couple of my collection. You must be interested in seeing this showcase.
Yeah, show us how you keep your cars and your fantastic selection and everything. How is
Yeah, so
this?
this showcase was manufactured by Vignesh.
That is awesome. I'm going to give you the full screen,
So
so I'm going to remove myself from here. So yeah, take it away. Show us about your cars and your showcase, please.
yeah, sure. So uh, your favorite Ferraris are here, and so it's a mix. It's a mix of Sekus. It's a mix of Hot Wheels. It's a mix of Maestro. Then Matchbox. A lot of stuff are here.
We've got a question from one of our viewers. His name is Brijraj Agarwal. He's asking, how did you guys used to get your cars before the premium brands were available in India, before the internet was in everybody's hands? How did you make your relatives understand which cars you were looking for?
Yeah, I guess it's all about how much interest you have, and it's all about you can say how much R&D you do. So I do a lot of R&D in all the makes, which all brands are coming up with good stuff, premium stuff, and that's how it is. I do a lot of R&D. The Bangalore couple of Bangalore guys know about me, so I generally help them. Like if they are looking for something good, then I suggest them which brand they should go for and all that.
Right. So you directly import these cars from abroad. You don't get them from India because obviously tarmac, ignition, and all the premium models that you guys have are not available in
Yeah,
India. Yeah. So that is why
yeah, we do.
you import them and then you get it. So when you guys import, you import for the whole clan that you have in Bangalore. We talked to a couple of guys. There's I think Naveen, Vignesh, and you know the guys there. And also, how does it work? I mean, you have a very close knit community in Bangalore with respect to your collection.
Not exactly, I should say. We are still planning because all these guys who are there in Bangalore. I guess it's just 1 year or so we met together. But it all depends upon the choices they have, right? A couple of people they don't want to buy ignitions because they're a bit pretty expensive. Some people they are only into Hot Wheels. They don't want to change their brands. So it all depends upon the different mentality. So I generally import by my own. So and if anybody wants any car or something, then they will just let me know, and I'll just import it along with my box.
Cool. So we've got one question from Shankar who's watching us, and all he's saying, "What's your favorite car, and what's Arav's favorite car?"
Okay, so I'll tell you my favorite car, and Arav will come, and I'll call him, and he will tell his favorite car. So just a
Awesome.
second. So this is my favorite car, which I was talking about, and this is the black wall. This is quite an old car, and this is from my childhood. So this is my favorite. And although I have a
Is
lot of
that
favorites, if you can see my
I can
stuffs
see
around,
that, but yeah, this is the special one. Is this a India-made car, or is this a Hong Kong, or what base is this?
this one is Hong Kong based.
I see. So that's a Black Walls
Yeah, I
proper
have.
then. And,
Yeah, I have another one which is having India made, which is made in India. This one is
right.
Hong Kong one.
So
And one
so
second.
then
Uh, yeah. So share what is your favorite car? Tell everybody. Which one is your
share us your
favorite car?
favorite car. Why show it to us now? Show us your car. Where is
It's
this car? Koenigsegg Agera.
This one.
Awesome. And why do you like this car?
One of two, we have one more.
Uh, he he's telling me that tell them that we have quite many colors. We have more.
Oh my God. Now that's being a show off. Oh my God. Yeah, I guess he's into that thing. Oh wow. Your dad is crazy. I'll tell you that. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but your dad is crazy. He's a
So
very
he
passionate
can't hear you, but yeah,
guy.
he knows that I'm pretty I'm so crazy that I don't want to touch my all these exclusive models, and he tells it very specifically that these are my cars, and he will come directly to this showcase, and he will tell these are dad's cars, and his cars are somewhere parked in a box.
That's awesome. No, that's fantastic, man. So you have an amazing collection. Any count on the number of cars you have, or you stop counting and just buying now? I don't want to count anymore.
I stopped counting after 2016 onwards. Because
And you,
I
okay,
don't want to. You can understand. See, we are at home right now, right? And my wife is also there somewhere, and she must be eavesdropping in our conversation. So she might know about quite many stuff.
I see. Okay, I'm sure and all. I'm sure if you stop counting and all, you don't have to share the accounts with the high court and all. But yeah, great man. I envy you. I wish a lot of us were in that position where we stop counting and keep buying and all. But yeah, you've got an awesome collection. So you're into photography as well, like Arvind, or what do you like to do with your cars besides displaying them?
Uh, besides displaying, you must have seen a lot of my pictures. So I like miniature photography, and it's my dream that once in my lifetime I should actually go to Miniature Wonderland in
I
Hamburg.
see. Okay, and you want to do that.
So
Do you have like
that
a
is like one of my
professional
dreams.
Yeah, do you have like a professional setup for doing miniature photography, a special camera or anything like that?
Nothing. Nothing like that. I just casually I just take pics, but I make sure the surroundings should look like uh you know a diorama, a small diorama sort of thing. So I'll make sure
Okay,
that I'll just try to be you must have seen a couple of pictures of mine in a garage where a Ferrari is
I've
there
seen
and
lots of
with
pictures.
people.
Yeah, I've seen lots of pictures of yours. Yeah, awesome, man.
Yeah,
Seriously. So photography is one thing that has also, I think, kept you sane with your again collection during these lockdown and viral times.
absolutely, absolutely. And this is like obviously the first thing is to keep to spend some time with the family, and second thing is to take care of our our daily wages which my company gives me. So that is one thing, and third thing
Right.
is obviously this diecast collection which actually helps me a lot of you can say a guilty pleasure sort of thing.
No, I think it's very important to indulge in oneself and all, because if you didn't indulge in this hobby, I mean, come on, imagine if you didn't have your collection, you didn't have your cars, you didn't have a group, you made a lot of friends in different groups that you're on. It
Absolutely,
enhances your social media reach, and I think because of
absolutely,
the hobby, you've gotten to meet a lot of other people also that are close to you, and you get together, you exchange, you do all of this stuff. So it's like a mini economy, if
absolutely, and there are a lot of things which we might don't know. See, I met a collector, I think a year back. So he was into Bataika's collection, but I didn't knew that what his actual hobby is. So his actual hobby is to collect corals,
I
the sea
see.
corals,
Okay.
and he is various type of different corals is there with his at his home, and
Awesome. People
and
collect
that's all.
anything.
So
Wow.
yeah, so generally, like most of the time whenever I meet any collector, wherever possible, so we obviously apart from this diecast we tend to know about each other, what he is actually doing, what I am actually doing, and sometimes it actually give you a bigger scope apart from whatever your general life is.
Awesome. So I noticed you had some cars in your hand you wanted to show us. Can you show us some of your special favorite cars?
Yeah, absolutely. So this goes the naughty one.
I'm going to give you full screen and now, so you've got a couple of minutes and now show me and tell me about your cars. Yeah.
Sure. So this is Flying Customs Canary, and the reason why it is exclusive because it's a single seater one, and I guess it is going damn too high. I actually got this car from one of the collector in UK, and both of us didn't know, what is the specialty of this Canberry. And sometime back, I guess, Niranjan Das actually shared this particular thing that this particular car's value and everything. So then I checked back and I saw, okay, so this car is also a special one. So this is actually an error in this Canberry where the seat is just single. So this is one, and then I have this, the Ferrari 599 XX Super, and then I have a very special. Oh, okay, 1 second. Then these two Ferrari the Garage Ferrari collection, and one of my very favorite casting is this, the McLaren F1 GTR. I just love this car, and now this is a very unique Ghostbusters Sector 1. So this one actually it illuminates in the dark. So this is a very special car for me, and I'm lucky enough that I'm having this car. And a Fast and Furious collection cannot be complete with R34 Skyline GTR. This is my favorite. And yeah, another childhood casting which I like is the hair splitter. And and well, I have a very special car with me, which came to me as a no. We got it on Happy Daddy's Day, Happy Father's Day. So this is a Happy Father's Day car, which I'm very thankful to Vineet that I got this. I'm really thankful, and this is my kid's favorite also.
Wait a second, you don't have to thank me. It was a competition organized by Mattel, and I just gave them the names of people, and they had picked the
but
people. Otherwise, yeah,
we
Marwai
should
got you and
we
all
should
that.
we should we should actually thank you for this opportunity, Vineet.
Yeah.
Without this the whole thing, we wouldn't be able to know what Hot Wheels is, and thankfully Hot Wheels is coming up. So I'm glad when people were paying so much amount of money for some castings like the McLaren F1 GTR and all that. So Hot Wheels came up with these castings again, and I'm so happy for the newer collectors. They are also able to get these things at a affordable price than what we paid for the imports. Well,
No, for sure. I
I
think.
have yeah, Vinny, tell me.
No, no, go on, show us.
Yeah. Give me that box. These are all about Hot Wheels. I just wanted to show you a couple of things which are not Hot Wheels.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
So this is a Tomica Limited Vintage R35. So this is the police version, and I just love this car. And another variation of this is actually there with me here.
One more. Second. This one.
So okay, I guess the focus is correct. Okay, so so in terms of Nissan GTR R35, nobody actually has come up with the with the accurate measurements and the accuracy in terms of casting. There's a Tomica Limited Vintage, and this I should say this is like the pinnacle of R35. And
One more we have. That one. That one.
yeah, yeah, that's the same thing. Now, just coming on to some stuff which are like my favorites in terms of ignitions.
See
And
this screen.
my favorite RWBs.
This one. This one.
So
This one.
I have a lot of makes. So
This one.
so this one is a brand called UCC, and I didn't knew about this brand till I saw these cars in Ramsey. So these are so beautiful. It's just awesome. Like this car is so accurate in terms of the casting and all. And so in Japan, these cars are actually given as a merchandise if you buy UCC coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, I'm a Porsche lover, so this is my favorite Porsche from Hot Wheels as of now.
This one. This one.
And I believe you guys will like this F40.
See this car. What? Hey, see.
It's okay.
And see this one. Hey,
So I
go.
Amazing, Gaurav bhai. I think we'll need to spend a lot more time and all that. You send me your address.
absolutely.
I want to come and see this stuff personally, man. And then I can take some of the realistic cars that you have. We head on over to Arvind's place. We call Blessin. We call Vignesh. We call Naveen, and of course you. And let's make a big movie, man. I'm coming to Bangalore, and I'm coming to see you. And we're gonna get out of there also. He's very excited, and it's great to see
Yeah.
father and son bonding over this hobby, getting so close together. But yeah, now I'm gonna say thank you to you. I'm gonna head on over to I think Naveen. He's been waiting for some time. So let's get
Thank you, Vineet.
Naveen on. And it was a pleasure talking to you, Gaurav. And we've got Naveen with us. Naveen,
Hey,
Gaurav took
Hey,
a lot
Vineet.
Vineet.
more time. He was showing all his lovely cars and all. But thank you for being so patient. So thanks, Gaurav. We'll see you in a bit.
Thank you.
Hey, Vineet.
Naveen,
Thank you so
welcome to
much.
the show. Let's talk. I'm sorry you had to wait so long and all, but your Bangalore guys, Macha, they've got killer cars. Yeah, you guys live in the best place, and you've got crazy collectors. One who makes movies, another guy who does like crazy ignition, tarmac, and all those cars are like super duper expensive. Tell me about yourself, man. You're a rider? What's that written on your shirt?
It's a Rider Mania T-shirt from Royal Enfield.
Ah, okay. So you're a biker.
Yep. So
Royal
basically,
Enfield.
yep. So I work for a private company as an investor analyst. So I have been collecting Hot Wheels from 2014, like not exactly from 2014. I would say like up and down from till 2016. So from 2018, I met one of the club members called Beantown. So I got into the club. So that's when the proper collection started from my end. So after Beantown, I joined Madhouse. So the both the groups are amazing. So they have helped me a lot on the collection process. So diecast is almost like Hot Wheels is something like from the childhood we wanted to get. So now we are up and running, working, so we can get what we need on the Hot Wheels or any diecast we want.
So you don't have
So,
to be a
so
good boy all the time or score good marks to get the reward of Hot Wheels. Now you can just go, it's payday. Give me my
yes,
cars. Yeah,
that's gonna happen. So I'll just go through a few cars which I have for you now. So
please.
lately I've been collecting into M2s, Tarmac, Mini GT, and Hot Wheels few. So these are my the best M2s which I have. That is the
Yeah.
Dodge Charger.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on full screen. So if you don't hear me, don't worry about it. Just show us your
Mhm.
cars, talk about it. So I'm going to give you all the real estate. Yeah.
All right, thank you. So this is the Dodge Charger, the Moon Eye from M2, and this is the Mark from the M2 as well. I love this color combination with the flames with the white, and if you see on the top, you can see a dragon on top of it. So this is amazing color which I love from M2. And coming to the next, I have this Tarmac Porsche, which is one of the best in my collection, I would say, thanks to Sanjeev sir, who's got me this. Uh, and one more thing, this is the Liberty Walk, which is lately I've got this Liberty Walk Lamborghini Gulf, which is amazing piece, which has a very cool details on that. So I can go a little bit closer. Hope I am focusing. Sorry. So it's amazing details. You can see the engine as well. So then going forward, so I have been after joining Madhouse Brews, I have been customizing few Hot Wheels as well. This is the Porsche which I've customized, changed the wheels, changed the paint, and this is the Gulf. Sorry, this is the Bug, which I've converted into a black with a small spoiler on that.
One
But
second. When you say
you can see
customize,
it now.
yeah, but when you say customize, what do you mean customize? Tell us a little bit
So
more. When you say customize, what do you do? Do you cut the
so
cars
I,
up? Do you chop them? Do you do whatever? Yeah, just tell us a bit about that.
yeah, this is something car which I have removed the carrier from the original car. So I put the spoilers with the clay, I would say, and then I've changed the entire color. And these are the rubber wheels which I've changed it to. And there are a couple of other uh, customs as well. So this is with the car. So this is the original car you would see with the Hot Wheels, and this is the entire. I have changed the color and the wheels. So this is how it looks. Uh, and there's one more Porsche from which I've been customized as well. Like I've changed the wheels,
That's
changed the colors, and one of the smallest model I would say scale model which I have is this track car that is 1:144, which is very small and with the rubber wheels. I would say thanks to one of the collector called Arun who got me this. Uh, and apart from the cars, I would say this is one of the best tractors. I would say this it's in my collection thanks to Arun as well, who got me this. The
so.
latest buy
Sandeep
in my
Sandeep Joyce has got a request, and all. Sandeep Joyce is asking, show the Combi Naveen. What is that? is this secret combi that is a combination lock? What is he talking about?
A combi is the M&M custom which Abhilash from Madhouse who had got me this. So I'll just pick it up for you a minute, 1 second.
Yeah.
So this is a custom combi which Abhilash had done it for me from Madhouse, which because something I have been troubling him for the M&M cars. Not only him, the entire Madhouse group for the M&M cars. So this is something pretty close to me as well, with a lot of memories of M&M. And the latest buy, I would say, this two Agiras, like both the red and the gray one. So these are the latest buys from for my collection, Vineet. So along with this model cars, I do a little photography that's for personal things for the model cars. So I can just go through a few of the pictures for you guys. So if you guys can see, this is the Lamborghini which I showed you, the Gulf Lamborghini. Hope I'm not sorry. Yep. So sorry, this is not good actually, I guess. So these are the few pictures of the Lamborghini which I sorry. Yep. Oh, this Lamborghini comes with a top box with the carrier as well. This is just playing with the colors of the car. And I have few Tomica pictures as well. These are the Tomica premium cars, the Lamborghinis, which I recently did a photo shoot of this. But yeah, I would share pictures on the Facebook profile as well. This is the Jaguar Hot Wheels one. The, these are the pictures which of the Agiras which like last week which I clicked. I'm sure it doesn't look good on the screen. Hope you guys see it properly. Yep, that's it, Vinay. That's it from my end on my collection and my little bit of photography, I would say. And these are the few cars with bigger scales, I would say. Uh, this is a 1 is to 43 scale models. So I collect 1 is to 43 and 24. I have quite a few of them, that's it. These are the quite a few photos which I've been clicking on that minute.
How many cars do you think you have? Have you counted, or are you also like Gaurav, where you stopped counting how many cars you have? Any approximate count of the number of cars that you have?
No, Vinith, it's not about the counting. It's about what you like and what you collect, right? So that's why I never
I'm
collect
so
count.
glad. I'm so glad, you said that and all, because a lot of times also, I've also been asked the same question and all, but this is exactly the same reply, that it doesn't matter what you have, whether it's 10 or 15 or 20, as long as you enjoy them. And I can see that you thoroughly enjoy them and you produce such stunning customs. And I'm
Thank
coming to
you.
you for the Lambo. I need one. Tell me where to place the order. Tell me where to send the money. Uh, that's amazing. If I have one of those, and all, I'm sure the other guys in the group, everybody's been commenting about the crazy pictures that you've got, and everybody's commenting about all your crazy photographs and the crazy customs that you're going. Everybody wants stuff like this, and also it's mad. So yeah, I'm in line too. Yeah. So whenever you get some extra time during the lockdown, if you wanna get one of those Lambo customs, and I'm putting it out on air. I'll pay you
Sure.
obviously for your time and your effort and everything.
I
This would be crazy. Kuber is
I
asking a question. If you know how many cars you have, you don't have enough. Is that a right set statement?
yes, yes, Vinny, that's right actually.
That's
So
amazing.
like every time the payday comes, we'll be sure like what's next to be paid for the diecast. Like we are ready to pay for the next diecast to add into our collection. So that's something we do always, Vinny. So there's
That's
one setup in my room I need to show you guys. Just a
yeah.
small case.
All yours. I will give the screen to you, so it's all yours.
I am pretty not sure how to rotate the camera here.
Just flip it now. There is an option and all. You can choose the different camera and all. Arvind did it too. So yeah, there's a way there which camera you want to use.
All right. Yeah. This is something a case which was done by Vignesh from Bangalore. Uh, so this holds around 124 cars, I would say. There is more Hot Wheels, Moisto, and M2 as well in those collection, and quite a few 1 is to 24, 32 in my collection. And there's a few of the cars. So this is the Tomica, which I've changed the wheels for that Tomica as well. And this is little box carded cars. So you can see this one also I've changed the wheels. This is fair lady which I've cut the roof and changed the wheels and the color. This is a bug again. I've changed the wheels and the color. This I've changed the wheels again. So there are quite a few where I've changed the wheels and colors as well. So this is the gasser where I've made it a lower version of the gasser, I would say. And there is one more car which I've chopped the back end of it and customized this. And there's Burago Ferrari F40 where I've changed the wheels to uh, make it look a little better from the original ones, I would say. And that's it, Vinith, from my end.
Very, very impressive, man. So yeah, so I've already placed my request of what I want next. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump across and get the guy who's made these amazing cases for you. So let's get to Vignesh. Hi,
All right.
Vignesh. Thank you for
Hi
joining
Vineet.
Thank
us.
you.
And there's Naveen. He's saying thank you as well.
Yeah.
And Naveen's got. I'm sorry to keep you waiting and all, but man, you Bangalore guys and all, you really rock, man.
Uh,
You guys have
yeah.
got some crazy, amazing collections. Uh, and now, as soon as we come to you, we see one big case behind you. So
Oh
everybody
yeah.
was saying, yeah, everybody is like, you're the guy who made the cases for them and all. So tell us what's the story, man. Tell us what's your story.
Okay. Yeah. I started collecting Hot Wheels for past 5 years. It actually started with Hot Wheels, and now I'm pretty much moved away from Hot Wheels. It's mainly I feel like Hot Wheels is more like a serial drama now. In every page. So I obviously like everybody else. I started Hot Wheels. Actually my obsession was in the US. I was in the US. I just came back 3 years back. The first 2 years I collected a lot of cars in US because it was a very fun environment. Like every Sunday, I used to go to flea market when all my friends used to look for, used a study table, something. I used to go search for Hot Wheels. I used to find really good Ferraris for 50 pence. I mean, 50 cents. I used to not know the value of that because it's 50 cents is 50 cents in US, but when you come to India, 50 cents becomes 800 bucks. I don't know how. That that is where I started. My hobby started. It actually my first Hot Wheels was gifted by my wife, who was my girlfriend then. And So it started from there. She gave me a collection because the scene was like I wanted to buy a Mustang when I was working. I It was like more like I just started working. I didn't want to spend money, but my heart was to buy a Mustang. But then I decided to just rent out a car, dumb car. So my wife bought me a diecast version of that in the Hot Wheels. So that is where it started. And then when I came back to India for good in 2017, That's when I came to know about this group. Vineet Paji, I request Vineet Paji to add me. And then actually, I have one of the cars which Vineet sir had given me in the first. I don't know where. I'm sorry, it's a mess here. Yeah, yeah. Can you see that? Yeah, this is the car which Vineet had sent me first. I didn't know anything about this. This is from, I think, Garage series, and it has a signature in the bottom. If you can see that, it's yeah. So it was a chase EV, and that is when I started. Uh, no, I started collecting more of chases and limited editions. And so the problem with Bangalore collectors is nobody follows is someone else. Example, if you go to Raja's house, he collects only retros. If you go to Mike, he collects only super treasure hunts. If you go to SP's house, okay, he collects everything. Then if you go to like Gaurav's house, he collects Tomica limited vintage. I've pretty much gone to everyone's house because I've made cases for pretty much everyone in Bangalore. So it's more about I don't use some one guy. I if I see like Tomica limited vintage from Gaura, like I started collecting that. Then when I started seeing bikes from SPSR, I started collecting bikes. Okay, bikes is in a different room. Then Raja introduced me to retros. He helped me collect a lot of retros. He imported a lot at one point of time. He pretty much I made a huge retro case for him, even which even I thought was impossible to make, and he was like, just make it, make it. So it's more about, so that's the best part about us. We don't usually copy others. We don't because if I collect tarmac works, the other person won't. So it's not like I buy two and I try to sell one to him because he's not going to buy it in the end. um so yeah, that's just the yeah, history or the way I collect things. Now I've started collecting more of tarmac works, ignition models, and I don't know why, but every year I try to keep a team. Like this year, it's more of JDM. Last year I was collecting a lot of exotic cars. The year before that, I was collecting muscle. So it also helps me filter and not waste a lot of money.
Well, judging by what's behind
Yeah.
you and you make showcases for everyone. Yeah, in
Yeah.
Bangalore, pretty much with the
No, it's
rest of
actually
the
like
bikers.
I don't usually make it. It's like they ask me, and I take my time because I am an interior designer and I manufacture furniture. I design modern furniture and a bit of 3D design and stuff. But this is something like side hobby, and also I get a chance to make one for myself and to make for others. So I don't have to disturb my people because my workers do not like making this. Trust me, it's a bit of work. They rather make wardrobes, cots, and kitchen than doing this. Yeah,
Oh, is it? So this
yeah,
is
yeah,
again a
yeah. This
pure
is
hobby.
yeah. Tell me.
So show us some of the stuff around. I can see a big display behind you, and you wanna take us
Yeah,
around and show us
it
some of your favorite
might
cars that
take
you've
some
got
time.
hidden
Okay,
away.
I just turn my camera. I have some cars here. I'll show you that first.
Yeah, show us some cars.
Um,
Tell us your favorite cars, and we know that that Cyclone, the one that you got, is the
yeah,
chase one, which is great, and that started off. So tell us where it led to, and yeah, show us your goodies, man.
yeah. I'm going to start. Can you see my camera now?
We can go
Can
on.
you see my camera now? Yeah.
Yes,
So
Vignesh, we can.
these are some of stuff I got from the US. This is the Hard Rock set. 100. I usually used to collect a lot of 100% Hot Wheels because I really like the way they're built. It's like you can kill a person with it. It's built so well. And then some more. These are some more of my 100%. Actually, this is the recent one I got from RLC last year. It's really you need to see this in person to really appreciate the spectral flame on this. And these are some of my. This is one of the new brand I've started following. It's called Oversteer. Let me just open that. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah. If you look at the wheels, you can see how detailed the wheels are. You don't get that. I mean, I collect a lot of TLVs too, but you don't get the same quality of wheels. I'm sorry for not focusing. Yeah. Can you see that? Yeah. So, and the disc brakes and brake pads. So this is the new brand called Oversteer. I've started following that. And then this is oh, sorry. This is a Hong Kong exclusive Mercedes Benz, which I got from Raja. He went to Malaysia 2 months back. So actually, Raja bought me a ton of cars from Malaysia. I just because I actually gave him some money. I I was supposed to go with him, but my grandfather passed away, so he helped me out in sourcing some of these cars. And this is something I really love. You can see how the color changes depending on the light. It's a chameleon paint on the GT86. This is also a Hong Kong exclusive. And then this is the I think maybe the last China product I might buy, because I don't know how the tariffs and stuff is going to happen. This is the last one I got from AliExpress. It's a Rolls Royce, and details, the inside details are insane. The interiors and stuff. And this is one more brand I've started following. It's called Hobby Japan. You can see the difference in the wheels. You can see the disc brake and the tires. So basically, for me, I started maybe last year. I started collecting a lot more of these adult collectors stuff. So for me, the wheels are very important. The wheels need to be like super important. Actually, if you see my cars too, which I have on 111, I changed the alloys. So for me, the wheels are what helps the car bring out its character. It's like never skip leg day kind. Okay, I'll just show you some of my stuff in the cases. Just a quick one. You can see Ferraris on top, followed by Lambos, some Porsches, some Jaguar, Aston Martin. Then you can go to McLaren, Mercedes. This is what I used collected 2 years back when I was into exotic cars. But now and then now I've started collecting into muscle. So you can see my muscle case. And whatever, every car I have is unique. I don't have repeat of anything. I don't If a Hot Wheel releases a 98 Camaro, I don't collect one more 98 Camaro again, unless, if of course, if it's convertible and a hard top. That's the only difference. I don't see the color variations, because for me the hobby is about collecting unique cars. So this is my adult collector case. 164 true 164 scale. So I keep my Tamax, Enos, Hobby Japan, some of fallen here, Spark models, Aroshima M2s. Then I have was that 711, Mini Champs, Kyosho. I have the whole Audi set in that, and then some trucks which I'm not interested anymore. And then I'm actually a little scared to open drawers. Okay, let's do it. These are my Tomica premiums, along with some Tomicas. This is my TLB drawer. Some stuff in these are my retros, and these are Team Transport. I have some mini GTs behind there. These are just the random brands. Okay, that trunk's full of green lights. I'm not going to open that, because Hush has spoilt me seriously. Hush, the green lights. Okay, these are all the boulevards, Boulevards, okay, these are box sets like the ones which I had Hard Rock. I have Reggie's cars. I have a Hot Rod set, the new Nissan set. Yeah, some Civics, JDMs. Yeah, it's all in a mess. Actually, I didn't expect to open the drawers today. These are some RLCs, mail-ins, etc. Yeah, it's not secret anymore. Oh, these are Tommy. Okay, no, I'm not showing Tomicas. That's for another day. That's a lot of Tomicas. Yeah, I think I've covered up pretty much everything. You can come back, Vineet.
Um, you want to give us a view of that whole room where you've got that? Just give us a one view
I
of that
don't.
room where you've got your displays around.
I don't think it'll come in a one frame. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't show you the other cases. I just skipped those. Okay, let me.
that's the point. Now you're the case
Okay.
man who makes cases for everyone,
Uh,
and
no, not everyone, but yeah, sometimes when I'm free. Yeah, these are like my Jeeps and pickups. These are my vans. I have some. I like NASCAR, because I watched a couple of NASCARs in US, and I like you should be there to experience the culture. It's very nice. And then these are my JDMs. These are movie cars, and I hope everything comes in one frame. Not sure if it will come. Let me go back. Yeah, I'm just going to rotate the camera. Yeah. Yeah. Did you see that?
yep, we got that. That is impressive to have. Your hobby room is as big as most people's houses, yeah. So
No, no. Actually, there's a funny story about this. This was actually a basement of the house. where you're supposed to park the cars, and then I actually sold pretty much all the cars, which all the family cars, whatever, because I more of a ride bikes now. So I don't need a
Okay.
space. We cover the whole space and we put the wooden flooring. I have a home theater room inside. I just and lockdown was a very fun time for me.
I'm sure you have a palace of and a collection to go with your palace and
It's not a
uh,
actually the house above is pretty simple. It's just the basement we made it at because it's newer. The house is pretty old. So the basement is we can do whatever we want now, right? We cover the basement and we put all this lighting, this focus lighting here and stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you my favorite car. No one asked, so
I
I'm just going
need
to show it.
yes, you need to show us your favorite car.
This
What
is
got you
my
started?
favorite car. This is my favorite car by a mile and will ever forever be. This was a gift by the Madhouse people on my marriage.
Tell me
So
about the Madhouse. So,
let me
everybody's
just
saying
open.
Madhouse, Madhouse. So tell us about the
Yeah.
Madhouse. This is your Bangalore Collectors
Yes,
group?
yes. Yeah, Madhouse is the first color. So think. Let me just show you this car before anything. So I hope you can see the car. Yeah, coming to Madhouse, that cannot be explained in words. Um, there are. It is a group with a lot of characters. Um, None of them are like good in a same way. You have Raja, who's like always helping you every time. Me and Raja, we have been buying cars for each other for past 2 years. We have not paid even a single rupee to each of us. We have a small black book called a Cheta book where we write down what we buy, and every yearly once we just see if it's tallying, and then we take that to the next year. So we have the understanding. Yes, we have Sanjeev sir, who's always game. I made like a lot of cases for him. He's a very private guy. I think I'm the only one who's seen his secret house, secret room, secret garage, everything. And then we have Michael, who's the is who always comes forward to organize meets, organize something for the group. We have Atish, who's the admin, and then to name a few. And then I've been part of one more group called Beantown. They were really serious into cars. Madhouse is more of cars and fun. We have Beantown, which is very serious. If you guys want to like check out a different bigger scales, they are also very good group. I met Naveen through that group, and even Srinivas Karthik, both of whom I made cases for. Sorry. And then we have uh, yeah, Beantown organized a very good meet last year in the MG Road, the heart of the city. It was very. I think you guys should have the photos of that meet put up on Facebook.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of pictures of that and all, and I think Michael and some of the other collectors there were kind enough to share the massive meet that you guys had.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
think a lot of
All
people
yes.
came in and all. That was absolutely amazing. So
Yeah.
wow, so being down and now you've got Madhouse that's been going
Yeah.
on, and so you're a
It's
very
we
close
go
kind of.
more. Yeah, it's morely parallel to each other. It's not like something a different group or something. It's a parallel group. So it's like Beantown focus more of a bigger cast than 164, like 124, 148, 118. Madhouse more of 164 scale.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean your collection is impressive all this time.
Oh,
You guys are
it's
not
okay.
very active
If
on
you,
the.
yeah, if you know, if you see SP sirs, if you see Raja's collection, this is all
I,
okay, maybe 50%, but not like really crazy.
I
Yeah,
tried to call SP sir and all. I gave him
yeah,
a call and all. Unfortunately, I think he must be busy, or like you said, he's
yeah.
a
I
very
think he's
private kind
busy.
of a guy, or
Yeah,
whatever it is. We couldn't speak and connect on that. In fact,
I forgot one
last
more
time,
person. Sorry. Yeah,
yeah,
sorry. I forgot Chirag Kishore. He's a mad collector. He
uh-huh.
collects some crazy ignitions. Obviously, Gaurav's the one who introduced me to Tomica Limited Vintage. The GTR which he showed, right? He showed the same car to me, and that is why I had this TLV collection. And it was pretty. No one knew TLV. I think Nilanjan does and Zoheb are the only ones who are like targeting people on Facebook about the TLVs, but not many people are interested. But once you see that, hold it in the hand, that is the one which paid way for me to collect more 164 scale models rather than and yeah, Hot Wheels is always there. Hot Wheels is more like a fun thing. Every month you get like 3 4 cars, you get happy, something new, because I don't collect repeats, right? So it doesn't interest me. I don't
Right.
collect colors. So yeah, so 3 4 cars like yesterday I got Hush stuff. I was very happy. That's it. But these things are more like, you keep it in a showcase, you put lighting, and you get a real. You feel like you actually owning the car. Just a 64 times less happiness. That's it. But it's okay. That works.
But they're exactly to scale and they're so well
Yeah.
detailed. And you showed us all of those things, and it's amazing. Some of these scale models. So your collection must be worth a lot of money, but we're not going to go into value, and we're
Yeah,
not going
let's
to go
not
into
go there.
numbers.
Let's not go there. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I already have two custom officers in my house, my wife and
Ah,
my dad. So let's not go there. It's easier to go through the actual customs than my basement.
I
Yeah.
see. Okay. So fabulous, man. So we hope that Chirag and Raja and SP can join us and show some of their collection as well.
Yeah.
I try to reach out to them, but I think Chirag doesn't have his collection. I think he's based out of Dubai, so a lot of collection is in
Yes.
Dubai. And Raja, I don't know what happened to him. And SP sir, we'll try and connect with him on a next level and next
Yeah.
time. But we've got another collector who's waiting, who's from your Beantown, and you just mentioned his name, and Srinivas Karthik is there, and
Yeah.
he's going to be joining us now. So let's just add him on, and there's Srinivas. Hi, Srinivas, your old friend
Hey man,
Vignesh, who
what's
you
up?
guys met through Beantown.
Yeah, we
Okay,
actually met
Srinivas,
last month.
yeah, I don't know why your audio is muted. I'm going to get unmute your audio. No,
Hey,
so
hi. I'm sorry, I was on mute. Hi,
yeah,
Vignesh. How
okay,
are you doing, man?
Hey man, I'm fine. How
right.
are you?
Good,
Mm.
good. Going on. So,
So
Vineet,
thanks,
thanks for
Vignesh.
having me here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say thank you to Vignesh for taking the time out
Mm.
and waiting so long, and to you also for waiting so long. I'm sorry, but you Bangalore guys, I don't know where to stop, man. I mean, I literally have to, we should have a grand meet where all of you guys are together and have that. I've been wanting to come to Bangalore for some time and meet all of you. Hopefully, when this lockdown goes down and all and everything is
Yeah.
lifted and all, we'll have a big meet there. And I definitely want to come and check you guys out, man. Vignesh, awesome collection.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
All
for
right. Thank
joining
you.
us
Thanks for
and
having me
being a
here. Yeah.
pillar on the Bangalore guys and everyone. So thanks so much. We're gonna go and chat with Karthik now and let's see when he come back. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Cheers, brother.
Hi, Vignesh.
Bye. Bye.
Hey, Vineet, how are you
Karthik,
doing?
Srinivas, hey man. Hey, what is this new look that you're sporting and all? And again,
Oh,
why
yeah.
is it?
So,
Yeah, yeah.
so
Why
this
is it
is
like all you Bangalore guys, you got your cars behind you like wallpaper. I
well,
mean,
this is the room I spend most of my time in now because of the lockdown. And yeah, the new look is because I don't want to go to a barber shop right now at this point of time. A little too risky. So shaving the head seems to be a better option right now. So that's about the
right.
new. And this is essentially I'm too lazy to shave right now. Not that I'm going for any meetings at this point of time. So it's all right.
Yeah, this is great, man. The looks good and all, and maybe it's a good time to get away and grow the hair and all. You can always go and cultivate it whenever you want. And all. It's a new look.
Yeah,
So
right.
tell us about yourself, man. So what do you do? How long have you been collecting? What's your story? I'm gonna put you on the screen, full screen. So if you don't hear me, don't worry about it. Just gonna give you all the real estate. Yeah, I'll come back in a bit. Tell us your story. What are you about?
Sure. So I work for Indian Institute of Hardware and Technology. I head the online training business over there. So I've been collecting for a very long time. I started with Hot Wheels, like more or less everybody in India, because in those days I think that was the only go-to option that we had. So and eventually, I was a lone collector. I was not a part of much groups and things like that. So I just used to pick up whatever I fancy and things like that. So all of that changed when I became a part of Beantown. I met a nice bunch of collectors, some of them being pretty senior, both in terms of age and in terms of collection as well. So these guys got me hooked on into the other scales, and that's when I started diversifying my collection. Eventually, it was Hot Wheels, and then I started diving into 1:18s, and then 24s, 43s. I think I've got pretty much all the scales in my collection. So, but I think if you ask me where my heart lies, I think that's always Hot Wheels, because Hot Wheels is not a scale model; it's more of an emotion for me. So been playing with them as a kid. So in fact, I think this is one of the first few cars that I had. I played with this as a kid. This got an India base. It's the Leo Metal Mercedes 500K Roadster. So I think this and these are the cars that I got started with. There's a Stutz Black Hawk. There's also a Leo Metal car. So I think probably I must have been maybe 6-7 years old when I started with these cars. So I think it started then, and of course life went on. Collections didn't happen for a long time. Didn't have the time, and then eventually I started a few years back again collecting things. So I have different varieties here. So I'm into a lot of different things. I'm into motorsport models like this one. So this is Michael Schumacher's winning car, Benetton. So I picked this off a guy called Aditya, who's also the president of the Beantown Club. I picked this up from him. And I have some of these models. These are not very popular brands. This is called as Elite. So this is a NASCAR model that's there. So I collect NASCAR. I have a few pieces, maybe about 15, 20 of them. I pick up NASCARs. Some of them I really like. I take them. So this is one of them. And then I also have other scales of Hot Wheels. For example, this one that you see here, this is a 1:43 Shelby GT350. So I've got stuff like this, and 1:43. I also have things like these. This is a Aaron's Fox fire engine. This is from 1929. So this is a 1:43 scale. So I guess this is from signature models. So I have something like this. And of course, I also do the larger scales, like this one, for example. This is a 1:18. This is the Dominic Toretto Charger from Fast and the Furious. If you look at most of my collection, I think it's more to do with cars from the 60s to 80s, sometimes even much before that. Now, this here is a very special car. I inherited this from my dad. This is from his collection. So I think this is probably the oldest 1:18 I have in my collection. So this is a Mercedes. And apart from that, I also do all the other stuff. Probably, if you talk about Hot Wheels, my favorite casting would be the drag bus. So this particular piece here is from the 10 decades set. It's a 10-car set, one from each decade of Hot Wheels. So this is a good piece, and I also have a lot of.
Is that the car that opens up? I'm sorry, but is that the car that opens up or something like that? What's so special about the drag bus?
Yeah, it opens up like any other drag bus. This opens up too.
So what is so special about the drag bus, and why are people obsessed with this particular casting? The drag bus, the VWs, and what's the story with that stuff?
So I don't know, to be very honest, I actually like this because it feels very solid. It's a heavy iron casting, right? So it feels very good in your hands. Unlike, sadly, like the main lines of today, which is more plasticky and very light, I think this still retains the old world charm of Hot Wheels. The heavy castings that used to come before, right? About 20, 30
like
years
the ones that you just showed us earlier, the Black Hawk and the Mercedes that you have over there. Yeah, so those are the ones.
Nice heavy casting. So I think probably that's what got me hooked on into drag buses. And I have a few more. I'm going to walk you around in a little while.
Sure. Your hobby room. I think is that your hobby room? Is that your wall, or what do you have around you?
This is my hobby room, and I also work here for the time being. So I pretty much spend most of the time. I think this hobby is what has kept me sane during this lockdown. I think otherwise. Yeah, I think that's what pretty much everybody in the hobby says. So while you're working, just gazing around, looking at the cars that you have, I think it's fun. It gives a bit of stress release from work as well. So this is another one that I like. So this is the Saline, and I have this in multiple scales. So I think somewhere over here you can see. I think it's this one. Not very sure if it's clear. I'm on my laptop. So that's a 1:24 version of the Saline. So if I like a particular car, I probably have multiple scales of it. I would have it in 87, 64, 43, 18, and so on. So I prefer to buy cars that I like in all scales. Now, this one was the latest edition from yesterday, once again from Aditya from Beantown Group. So something that's special about this car. This is a 1999 event car, and I think this car came out on the 30th May 1999, and I just turned 20 years on that day. So this has my birthday on it, and it also has 30th May imprinted there on the car as well, somewhere here. So this is also a special car. I just added this to my collection yesterday. So this is a sweet piece. I like this. And so let me switch on some lights. Just give me a minute.
Sure.
So this is going to be a little awkward. I think I need to carry around my laptop.
No worries. The stage is all yours. All yours.
Yeah. So here you go. So let's do a quick close up of my collections. So you can see here multiple brands, multiple scales. So something 100% copy you see M2. I've got a Tama portion. You can see a lot of this 100% copy stuff. Some of these M2s are pieces you see there. Some of these cars, Vineet might be very familiar to you. I think I got these cars. So that's there, a few oil cans and stuff like that. And right on top over here is the green light green machines that you see here. All of them are green machines on the wall. And then you can see some of the ultra reds. So these ultra reds I picked it up from another collector in Greentown by name Ajay Padmanabh. So he's also one of our senior collectors. We call him the king. So because he has a left-hand drive, right-hand drive, multiple variations of each model and stuff like that. So lives life king size, so we call him that. And a few more auto ones here that you can see. So this is another big display case that we made, and once again by the same man, Vignesh. He made this case for me. You can see a lot of different scales here, and I have this fetish of police cars. So you can see quite a lot of police cars inside. I know it's not very clear, but I think I've got police cars of most of, almost all the countries. You can see over there. You can see some Ferraris, some Le Mans cars, and all that stuff over here. Fast and the Furious. So 1 is to 24 scales right here. So it's a mix and match, you know. So more or less, most of my collection, muzzle, you can see some European cars here as well. So and some German cars. And this is the 1 is to 18 scale that I have here. Am I on? Can you hear me?
Srinivas, your audio is breaking up a bit. It is not very clear.
Not very clear. All right. So I think, yeah, is it better now?
Well, that was fine. I think only when you were maybe showing us around and also we lost you a bit over there.
All right. So probably I think I should keep my face close to the laptop. Probably I think I'll do that.
Yeah, or maybe you can plug in a microphone or something like that, or a earpiece. So maybe that'll work.
I don't have it handy right now, so let's see if we can. Is this now? Am I audible?
Okay, so guys, just a minute. He's trying to just fix the audio, and we should be okay.
All right. And this is another mixed case that I have. So the one that you see here, this is of Mercedes, and one is full of Ferraris. That you can see, and you can see a couple of ones.
No, dude, you're losing your audio.
All right, give me a second. Should I log into my phone? I think that
if you
would be.
want to log into your phone, yeah, sure. If you can log into your phone and show us around.
Yeah, just give me a minute.
Sure. Okay, he's in the shot, guys. He's just fixing up. He's got those new phones with the pop-up camera. Wow. Is that a new phone with the pop-up camera?
Yeah.
Is that the new one?
1 second, let me.
Yeah, I'm adding this one on stream. This one's going. Cool.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, this one is, it's a OnePlus 7, so, yeah. So whatever I was
saying. The stage is all yours.
Let me see if I can switch the camera. Yep.
Switch the
Yeah.
camera to the back side. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, this was the
Maybe you want to do a landscape, so that'll give us a better view than a portrait. Yeah, that better.
okay. This better?
Perfect.
So these are the Mercedeses that I have, and these are the Tomicas. This is all mix and match, Majorette, Matchbox, and all that stuff. And these are the RLCs and the convention drag buses that I have here. So you can see them here. All are good numbers, low numbers that you see here. So this one is the RLC Selections drag bus, and this one is a 1996 first edition. This is also a cool casting, Roger Dodger. I really like this one. This is one of the old castings that are still there. They're keeping it alive. I think it's coming up at Roger Dodger 2.0 and 3.0 and stuff like that. So this is a DeLorean, the dinner car that was there, Mexico convention and all that stuff. A few more drag buses that you see here. So, and here are some premiums and other random stuff that I have. Hall of Fame. So I stick them on the walls like this so they keep falling off. Can't help it. I keep sticking them again and again. So here are some of the pop cultures and all that stuff. Right on the top, you can see the green lights. This entire wall more or less is from Hirsch on the top, whatever you see there. So I also like doing sets, so I like collecting the entire set if I'm picking up something. So you can see the blue collar set. Over here, you can see different Hot Wheels sets that were there, the card art ones. So you can see the Lamborghini, the Camaro, the Zamac, and all that stuff. So this is the black and gold. I've got two of those chase cars too over there, the Gran Turismo, and so on. And over here, I've got a little more of the RLCs and conventions that you can see here. So the Texas Drive-In, the Camaro, and all this stuff. So some of the neoclassics. And this one is a treasure hunt for GT. This is a super treasure hunt, Cruella DeVille. So these are the chase base, Phil's garage, Wayne's garage, Larry's garage, whatever. So this is again a super treasure hunt. So here are some cars, pretty old ones. This is a 1992 limited edition. It's a Chevy Stalker, I guess. And this is a newsletter car, a Blue Angels, and so on. So a few more convention cars here from the Grand National Roadster Show. This is the go-kart Super Treasure Hunt go-kart that's there here, and so on. So these are some of the other convention cars: the Carmen Gia, the Chevelle, and three-window Corvette, and all this, the olds, etc. So this is a carded display that I have, once again made by our own Vignesh. So yeah, some of these places are empty. I've taken out some of these cars. I like looking at them, so I put them back. I keep shuffling around. So you can see this is all a varied bunch. So this is probably some premium stuff along with some super treasure hunts that you can see here. All these are super treasure hunts. Some of them are regular treasure hunts from the past. So I think more or less it's all treasure hunts here. These are all regular treasure hunts that you see here. And then I have a mix and match. You can see some Hot Wheels classics. You can see some Boulevard. Some of the old blue cards are also here, like these ones. So this is another casting from my childhood. The second wind is something I had as a kid. So I lost that somewhere. So I replaced this. So this is something I'm waiting for from you, Vineet. So the school bus, the old black wheel school bus was something I wanted. So there you go, a few more pop cultures, etc. And this is essentially Porsches and a little further up Ferraris that you see here. And yeah, some Boliviads, Real Riders, and all that stuff. So over here, I have a few more super treasure hunts. So you can see some of them from the current years, some of them from way back. So this is another set of super treasure hunts. On the top, I have, so this is one more of the studs, Black Hawk. This is, like I said, one of my favorite castings. And this is the 1999 final run. So I have this. A few 1:32 Buragos that you can see here. And some of the GL muscle from Greenlight. Yeah, yet another super treasure hunt, and then a few more 100% Hot Wheels, a pavement pounder. So this one has a TH on top of it. This is one of the rarer variants, I guess. So I've got this an M2, and this is my loose car display. So I think a few empty places because I had taken those cars out to show you guys over here. So you can see a lot of the Hot Wheels premiums, the Fast and the Furious. Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of Fast and the Furious, by the way. So you can see right here, this entire bunch is Fast and the Furious, right? Yeah, I'm missing a few sets. I think I need to fix them. That's why I have a gap in the wall. So sometime when I find them, I think I'm going to fix them up. And on the loose car, I think this is the 10 decades series that you see here right now. One casting from each decade, which was pretty famous. And yeah, a mix and match of green lights, M2s, racing champs, Auto World. So there's all a mixed up display. And then some of these card arts also over here. So I think that's pretty much my collection. So the last thing that I need to show you is some of these main lines. These are all pretty recent main lines, nothing really rare over here. Plus, I've got this mainline wall over here. So this also has quite a lot of main lines there. And yeah, I also have a lot of cars, but unfortunately, I'm not able to display them due to lack of real estate. So you can see um, a lot of different varied scales over there. So this one is all waiting to go up on the walls. So I'll have to get around doing it sometime. So this box is a bunch of fantasy cars that I have for kids who come in. So I don't want them to walk away empty-handed. So I hand them a few cards from this box. So that's what it is here. And that's all it is. So I think that's pretty much my collection. A little more, if you want to see, is over here. A few 1:18s. Some of the green machines over here, green light green machines. And then yeah, this is a random case. It's got a few green lights, Sikus, Hot Wheels, and so on. Some JL raw cars that you see over here. So that's it. So that's pretty much my collection.
Pretty much that's your collection. I think a lot of people would give an arm and a leg for some of those things there. I noticed, as you were showcasing your collection and all, you mentioned a lot of different things like, uh, 100%, and there were these convention cars, and then there were those super treasure hunts and all of these things. So tell me, what is it that actually makes these cars rare? Are the castings themselves produced in limited number? Is there too much conversation about it that makes it very rare? Or what is it exactly that, you know, about these cars? Why do you collect convention pieces? What is so
All right.
special about it?
So first and foremost thing is that I don't know about other collectors. So for me, it works like this. Exclusivity is something that I really like. If it's a
Okay.
limited edition, then that's something that really turns me on. So I like to have limited edition cars. Something excites me when I feel that okay, so there are just 500 pieces of this, and I own one of them. Now, for example, if you take this particular McLaren F1 GTR that you see here, right? So this is
Mm-hmm.
one of 100 odd pieces made by Mini Champs. So
Okay.
uh, so 500 cars around the world, and I have one of them makes me feel good. The second thing is I like the quality of these cars. You know,
Okay.
the casting quality is very good compared to some of the other standard stuff. I mean, they're way ahead of the premium castings, the mainline castings, and things like that. The convention cars, I like the livery on most of them. So they come
Okay.
with a very good livery. And if you look at RLCs, I like the paint that these RLCs have.
So what
Very nice
the
Technoplane.
RLCs? Yeah, sorry, but RLC is the Red Line Club that
Yes.
one has to get special membership, and yeah, how
Yeah,
difficult
we
is
get.
it to get those? Yeah.
Yeah, so it is. I mean, not very difficult. I would say at least this year it was pretty easy. I think they had quite a lot of seats this year. I think they did about 25,000 or something like that, and I think pretty much everybody was able to get through. But
Okay.
then the saddest part is what happens after you get the membership. So, getting these cars, Metal has done a very poor job of their website. Half the time we are stuck. We are not able to make purchases. So sometimes I find it easier to buy it off eBay, though it's a little more expensive. But it makes more sense to do that instead of trying your luck, waiting for a couple of hours in the waiting room and things like that. So sometimes I'm in the mood for it, so I sit and wait, and sometimes I'm able to buy. But 80% of the time, it's a bad experience trying to buy things from the RLC website. I hope Metal is listening to this, or I hope they get to look at this. There's a feedback for those guys. I think they really need to revamp their website. It sucks big time. So I think that's one of the
But
saddest
hasn't
parts.
this been a global experience and all, or it has nothing to do with the bandwidth? It's a global thing,
No,
right? It's for
yeah, I
all the
think it's a
collectors
global
around the
thing.
world.
It's nothing to do with bandwidth. It's definitely global, and I think this time around, the most recent sale of this Datsun, I guess, was a big mess. Some cookie issues and all those things happened. So I think that was a bad experience, and it happens more or less like that. So sometimes it fails when you go out to when you go to the checkout window. Till then, everything is fine, and once you reach the checkout window, the whole thing fails. So a pretty
Yeah,
bad
so it's
experience,
not
though.
worth it. Yeah, so I get what
Yeah.
you're saying. It's not worth it to just keep in the waiting room a couple of hours. You might as well pay a little bit extra, maybe $10 or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that, and go and spend those couple of hours. After all, time is money. Go make that money and pay the extra money for the other stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
that's
how
right.
do these
Actually,
other guys get it when they're actually selling it to you on eBay? How do you think they get it when you guys are struggling so much? How are they
yeah,
able to get multiple pieces and then sell it to you guys while everybody else is just struggling to get inside the waiting room and go to the checkout?
yeah. So some of these guys, what they do is, they have multiple accounts, so they buy multiple memberships, and they pretty much sell it. And there are some guys who are in it purely for the commercial purposes, right? So they just get a membership only to sell. They don't even collect. So
Okay.
they just get membership, and then they buy the cars, and then they just start selling it on eBay at a nice price. So let's assume that something costs $50. So that goes anywhere between 100 to sometimes even $300-400, depending on what casting it is. So yeah, eBay is a mess. So we just need to keep our eyes open before we buy some stuff from there. So that's that. And yeah, the last but not the least, I like the card art on these cars, especially the convention cars. The card arts are pretty cool, and the livery on the car is also very nice. So
So
they put up a
convention
very
cars
nice
are
livery.
given out at special events that Hot Wheels and organizes all around at different places. I noticed some Mexico stuff. I noticed different states, and so that's the way it works. And those would be very very limited in number with
Yes,
immense
absolutely. Yes.
values and things. Yeah.
Yeah, so they make it limited in numbers. More or less, it's about, see, there are some which are just limited to about 10, 12 pieces, like some of the gassers that came up very recently, the custom gassers. Some of them are not even Hot Wheels, some of them are clear customs, so metal has nothing to do with it. So only about 3, 4 pieces are made, and that sells like crazy. Though I don't collect them, I prefer to collect only the metal pieces. So I think it ranges anywhere between 500 to 4,000 pieces made, and there are certain cars or castings that are a part of a particular event within a convention, right? So, for example, one of the DeLoreans that I had in the 19th Collector Nationals, that was a dinner car. So
Okay.
some of these cars are a part of raffles that are given out. So that's what makes these a little exclusive. And as far as the super treasure hunts are concerned, I think it's just the numbers, but I like them specifically because of the paint. The paint jobs looks nice, and
Okay.
it's cool to own one. So I just like doing it, and I don't open them up.
One, I think
Some of them
yeah,
I do.
you have a whole section of your wall dedicated to super treasure hunts, and we know that finding super treasure hunts for Hot Wheels is like, I think that's why you go peg hunting, isn't it? You go to the pegs and
Yeah.
hoping to find that super, which is that exclusive, and finding one is gives you that immense joy. Isn't that what collecting is about? I mean, just going and randomly trying to pick up that car that you've been yearning for, and there it is right
Yeah,
in front of you.
that's right. But sadly, hardly about 2 or 3 of them I found on the pegs. The rest of them are bought from the aftermarket. most of them
Okay.
from eBay. I buy stuff off. There's this page called 637 Collectibles, which
Okay.
most of the people in this hobby know. So I pick stuff from them. I think most of the import that I do is either from eBay or from the 637 guys. Plus, I do have a few friends, colleagues in different parts of the world, cousins. So these guys also contribute to the collection. So, and some stuff, of course, I buy in the different diecast groups that we have on Facebook. So I pick up some stuff from there. So for me, if I like it, so I pick it up. I don't really have any particular thoughts. I don't really go and buy things except for a few, maybe some of the gassers and things like that. I don't really have a drive saying, okay, this is a casting that I should have. Right, that happens very rarely. Maybe about 4 or 5 cars in my collection, you will feel that this is something I really wanted. But the rest of it, I go look at it, I like it, I buy it. So that's pretty much it. And somewhere it should fit the overall theme of my collection. So if it's American muscle, it fits pretty well. If it's a police car, it fits pretty well. So that's all there is to it.
No, that's awesome, man. And your room, your philosophy, and how you go about collecting your pieces and all. And honestly, what we've seen of the rest of you Bangalore guys and all who got this little club going, and you've got Beantown, you've got Madhouse, you've got a lot of other groups where you guys are
Yeah.
interacting with each other, which is awesome, and that is what is just taking this hobby, and especially for you guys there, to the next level. But again, the lockdown must have been great for you because you're surrounded by your cars, and you mentioned that this is the place where you work.
Yeah.
So
So the lockdown actually helped me organize the room a little better. So
I see.
that's how it helped. And talking about the collector club scene over here, I think like Vignesh said, the two major groups that we have here is Madhouse and Beantown. And
Okay.
Beantown has a more serious flavor to it, right? So the people over here are like I said before, they're pretty senior folks, and they've been collecting for years together. And you can see a lot of dedication in the collection. Now, for example, we have Aditya in Beantown, who's dedicated to Formula One, and he makes some beautiful pictures of his models. Probably you can have a look at AM Diecast in Instagram. And then,
Sure.
like I said, we have Ajay, we have Varun, we have Asutosh, and we have a lot of these guys who are really dedicated. They collect the classic cars, the classic trucks, and stuff like that.
Oh,
So,
okay.
on the other hand, we have Madhouse, which is a lovely, fun group. It's a very bubbly group. A lot of youngsters around in that group, and uh, the talk in the group is anything from diecast up to beer and whatnot. So it's a
Come
big
on, Bangalore
it's a
is
it's a lot
known
of
for
fun group.
Bangalore is a good time place. I mean, I remember being there, and I
Yeah,
remember pub hopping, and the culture, beer and Bangalore. I mean, come on, they both start with a B. What else do you want? How can you not mix the two together? You put a
yeah,
diecast in the middle and all, that's fine. Yeah, so it doesn't have a problem. But a good
and
bunch of guys and
and
fun.
yeah, they are a really good bunch of guys. And Madhouse, the other fun part with these guys is that you look at a message. I mean, you just see something and then you go off for an hour and then you come back and look at WhatsApp. There's about 600 messages there,
Wow.
right? So that's the amount of activity that
Very,
is
very
there. So
tight
it's
bunch
a
of
little,
people, and yeah, you have a lot
yeah,
of chatter going on, and obviously chatter, diecast, beer, exciting times. I mean, what else could you want? That's fabulous,
yeah, how it
But
is.
yeah, I think you're blessed to be in such a cool place with surrounded by such cool groups and people and folks, and they make displays. One guy is making
Mm.
films, one guy is photography, one guy does customs. I mean, come on,
Yeah,
you got the whole
so it's a
shebang, man.
wide bunch of it's a wide spectrum of collectors that we have here. And I think we're also going to do a lot of big things with Beantown very soon. In fact, our long-term plan is some of the collectors of Beantown. We want to put together a museum at some point of time. So that's
Wow,
an
that's
ambition.
awesome. That
And
would be
Beantown,
fantastic.
when I say it is a little more a serious hobby group. In fact, we have provisions where if something happens to any of us, the club takes the initiative to evaluate the collection, see if they can monetize it and pass on the benefits to the family and things like that. So it's a very well thought out group. Rules and regulations. Of course, we also have our own fun. So we go sit in a rustic bar. We have a few drinks. We take cars along with us. You can find us on second Sunday of the month at any of the popular breakfast joints in the city. So we
Oh,
take
so
our
it's a
cars.
regular, is it? You keep having
Yeah,
regular meets and
yeah, it's a
everything, and
regular
oh, that's cool.
regular meet that we do, and then we
That's
carry all our
awesome.
cars. We put them on the table. We've got a lot of people wondering what are these grown men doing with these cars, but we give a damn. So we just sit there and have our own share of fun.
That's
So this
awesome.
happens every second Saturday, and then I think we did the first meetup in collaboration with Madhouse. These guys also came over for that. That was a very nice meetup we had, and I think we're going to do one more very soon. It's with the,
Awesome.
so that's that.
Well, it's been fabulous. Thank you for joining us on the show. And this show today has been, I think, twice the amount of time that we normally take and all. But it's absolutely fantastic because we got to meet so many cool people here, so many cool collectors, and we got to see so many amazing cars. And you're
Right.
in the right place with the right kind of people. And I'm sure you have a great time and all. Thank you for taking the time out and sharing your
Thanks, Vinit.
immense collection with
Thanks
us.
for having me here. You're doing a great job rallying all these people together on Facebook. I know it's a tough job. We've got different kinds of people there on that group, and I think
it,
you guys are doing a good job in managing that group. Hats off to you. Keep up the good work too.
No, no, it's great to have all you guys as collectors, and even if you drop in from time to time, and whenever you do come, you guys come with a bang, showcase all your amazing castings, and leave us speechless. Acha, so that's what these guys are doing. They were actually holding the stuff so they could come and show it to all the rest of the boys, and everybody's just like, where did this come from? No, fabulous, man. But thanks so much and all. And I hope the
Thank
guys
you.
watching at home and all, you guys learned something and all. How to collect. It's not only the children that collect. It's we're into the third episode now, and we've seen a lot of older folks. I'm old. Srinivas looks young and educated and old and accomplished. He's got, and the rest of the guys that you see, they've taken their hobbies and managed it with their careers. Like Vignesh is making display cases for everyone, and he's making Arvind is making movies and all of these stuff. Thank you so much for being here with us, and we'll see you next week with another new story on Loofre's Let's Talk.
Bye, Vinit. Thank you.
Bye. See you. Thanks, Karthik.
Yeah.
And broadcast.